We haven't seen you since the world tour of Canelo versus Crawford. I was out in Riyadh. We had the American press conference too. What do you make of the build-up so far? There's some pushing and shoving going on. The weight difference is a big factor as well.
I pay no attention to the pushing and shoving. I pay no attention to the weight factor. What I pay attention to is the skill level that both guys show in and out of the ring. And
today I get some rounds with the GOAT. One of the GOATs. You know what I mean? 2 GOATs. Iron sharpened iron.
Terence Crawford just made a bold move for the biggest fight of his life. He brought in a legend. Roy Jones Jr. has officially joined Crawford's team as a head trainer for the upcoming showdown against Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because Roy knows exactly what Crawford is trying to do. He's been there. Roy Jones moved through weight classes, dominated in multiple divisions, and became a world champion from middleweight to heavyweight. And now, he's guiding Crawford, who's making a massive 14-pound leap from 154 to 168 to take down one of the most dangerous fighters in the world.
guys, even when I train right now, they come to my gym and I make them spend time, repetitious time like I did on technique. They don't like it. They just want to beat bags, beat hand mitts, spar. Well, how can you do all this if you don't know the real technique that it takes to do it? So that's what's happening. We're missing all that because soon you come to the gym, first thing you want to do is hit something. In our day, it wasn't like that. You knew what kind of fighter you were. You knew how to jab. You knew how to throw a right hand. You knew how to throw every punch. You knew how to counter every punch. You knew how to defend every punch. You knew boxing from here.
But don't worry, Crawford isn't overhauling his corner. He's still got Brian Bomac McIntyre and Benny Dow by his side. This isn't about changing everything. It's about leveling up.
Probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10. Because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. Yeah. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition.
Crawford has said it before. He missed his shot at facing legends like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. But now, this fight is his legend moment. Canelo has fought those names, built that legacy. For Crawford, beating Canelo means stepping into that rare air, the kind only reserved for the greatest ever. If he wins, he becomes the first man in boxing history to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes. That's never been done.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue, because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donnell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me.
He won a world championship at the 168-pound super middleweight division.
Roy Jones knows what that pressure feels like. He won titles at 160, 168, 175, and even heavyweight. He knows how to prepare for big leaps like this, and he knows Crawford has what it takes.
Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that moved up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford?
September 13th, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Crawford versus Canelo. Power versus skill, maybe. But don't forget, Canelo is more technical than people think. And Crawford? He's got 31 knockouts in 41 fights. Both can punch, both can box, both are dangerous.
I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is gonna always follow him.
Terence is not taking a fight in between. He's like, I'm going to move up to 168. I'm going to take my time with that. Should we expect an upset, or are we going to see what most people are expecting in that fight if it does happen?
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that, because most people are looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart. Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all.
Roy Jones told Fight Up TV he's not paying attention to the pre-fight shoving or mind games. He's watching one thing, skill. And what he sees is a locked-in Crawford who's waited his whole life For this moment, Roy said, this is the opportunity Crawford's been chasing and now he's ready to grab it.
If he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much. Only thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch? And I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies, so I'm sure you probably can take it.
Canelo, meanwhile, is still a massive threat. Roy respects him. Canelo loves big fights. He said, even if the hunger is not what it used to be, he still brings us the biggest nights.
Wins, should he just retire and go on the sunset?
Bud definitely should retire if he wins. Canelo, no, you have unfinished business, bro. You can try to hide, you can try to run, but that monster thing, it ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Even if you retire, the rest of your career, the monster thing is not going anywhere because the monster was searching for you. He beat everything y'all sent at him in the process of trying to get to you. I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Canelo, meanwhile, is still a massive threat. Roy respects him. Canelo loves big fights. He said, even if the hunger is not what it used to be, he still brings us the biggest nights. But Roy made one thing clear: this fight comes down to one simple question. Can Crawford take Canelo's punch?
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who?
To prepare, Crawford is sparring with super middleweights and light heavyweights. Roy said the moment Bud gets hit clean, we'll find out everything. If he can't take it, the plan falls apart. But if he can, then it's Canelo who's in trouble.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who?
At first, even Roy leaned Canelo's way. Bigger man, stronger frame. But now, he's not so sure. If Crawford handles the size, he wins. If you can't hurt Bud, you can't beat Bud.
I want to see Crawford come up some weight classes and show he can be dominant at 54. You understand me?
That fight will go Crawford and
Crawford won a pound better fight to fight. I mean, it'll be tough. But right now, that's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. We got to see how Crawford carries the weight.
What about Jamal? Based on what you saw from Canelo, how does he match up?
Jamal matches up a little different because Jamal a little bit bigger. So it's a bit hard one to call. And I'm going to tell you why it's hard to call. It's hard to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man and he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove that he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo come to the dance.
Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it's gonna be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that moved up in weight class.
Roy also believes that if Crawford avoids Canelo's power and sticks to his game plan, he can do the unthinkable. He even said Crawford might beat David Benavidez to another fighter many think Canelo is avoiding. If Canelo can't hurt Benavidez in the first few rounds, I don't see him winning, Roy said. And that's why this fight is so intriguing. Crawford isn't just small and fast. He's precise. He hits hard. He doesn't waste anything. He's not here just to survive, he's here to make history die with Roy Jones Jr. in his corner. Crawford isn't just aiming for a win, he's aiming for immortality. September 13th, don't blink.